Hey guys, welcome back again to Metaphor ReFantazio. When we last left off, we were waiting for the day of the announcement to see what the High Priest, let's just call him, to give and his announcement. Alongside with that, we have obviously gone to the point of that they have announced that the whole fiasco with the High Royalty, our king, past king, will be basically setting up a sort of trial for the population to see who would be fit to become king for its people. And the people opinion would be influenced by that to see who would be the new king. And obviously, the population would definitely set a seems to be more of a, I guess, a new tradition by the looks of it, or something like that, which is the Tournament of the Throne. Basically, to see who would be the candidates to see themselves to become king, and they would be put in through trials to basically make them see for the people if they're valuable enough to become king. RC, our crew here has obviously set up, found a new character, which most likely he's gonna be our next Bond we're gonna be basically doing. And yeah, here we are. We have now a Gauntlet Runner, which most likely will get through places possibly quicker, or in any case, yeah, in any case, a lot faster than a carriage, let's just say. So now we are heading towards, I guess, our new city, where the actual trial will be placed, and yeah, that's what we're going to be doing in this exact episode. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the episode. So before I start the episode, I actually want to talk about the whole, or see, what happened with last episode, which kind of frustrates me because it's not the first time it happened, so I'm actually taking my hands into measure towards this. So RC last episode, somehow I guess, I'm not sure if it's the recording system that I'm using, it's kind of doing that, it's kind of overloading for some reason, and this only happens when I'm recording through my capture card. That's my only possible solution here, so no problem here. So I've done some things with the recording software. I hope the game looks good, and I hope this is a big step forward. I only will know this once I'm editing, I guess. So future me will do this, and I will actually do some tests to see if this is viable or not, and obviously during the times see if this would be viable for future series, because I'm actually playing Metaphor on my PS5, and I want to know if this is a solution. I can actually keep recording with other PlayStation games that I have on my system. So yeah, it bums me out because there was some few scenes that it kind of like I don't know what happened. It just got super overloaded. So let's just hope that that's not going to be a recurring thing. Again, I am testing this. For me, for you guys, this is another Metaphor episode, but for me, this is like another test as well to see if this is viable or not. But anyways, we're done talking. Let's go right into it. So, let's take a look around here and let's see what we have. So, I guess this is like a type of book place. Maybe just like a lounge or something like that. Just, just take a chill. Wow, that is weird. So these are our beds. Okay. I wonder who sleeps with us. I could suggest the one on the left is Hulkenberg's. So we have the engine room. Let's check the engine room. That's where more is. Oh, what's this? A machine that does laundry, handmade by Nuris. Seems there's nothing in it at the moment. Huh. Interesting. Alright, this is where we need to be.
Wonder what makes this thing run.
First time on the Gauntlet Runner, eh?
Oh, that scared me. Looks like the pipes in here too.
Call the runner phone. There's one in every room. Now I believe I heard you speculating on the old girl's inner workings. Gauntlet runners use mega crystals to fuel to run, you say. Used to be you'd take your life in your hands when you traveled with the wilds. Then, thanks to the kingdom's greatest minds, the Gauntlet Runner was born. The runner's actual legs are based on a colossal beast, made for zero momentum loss, even on the roughest terrain. Among other things, I've modified this craft with a bit of more sip and speed. Another step closer to my dream.
What dream?
Long story. My girl best told a captive audience with no plans for the next few days and nights.
Huh, never mind then. Maybe some other time?
Anyway, it's still plenty about the old girls that's work in progress. But by the time I'm done, we shall have some new tricks. You just watch. It'll be sunset before long, so start thinking about bedding down for the night. Can't run in the dark. The old girl needs her rest as much as we do. Gauntlet Runner activities. You will continue toward your destination while spending time on the Gauntlet Runner. Utilize its facilities to obtain items, race abilities, or do other things you wouldn't be able to do in town. Try using the kitchen, reading books at the bookshelf, or using the washing machine. More activities will become available over time. You can also spend time with your allies while traveling, which may help to improve your virtues. At the end of the day, the choice is yours. I see. Igniter. I never seen an igniter like this before. Is this like a type of cannon? Igniter cannon. Large igniter. A magic igniter enormous compared to those used by the army. If I recall correctly, it uses magma crystals as fuel. I see. So what else is around here? What is this?
Come on.
This weird tool is actually a cleaning igniter that Nura's modified to create wind that collect dust. Pretty nifty. I know it's hard, but all the lifting and bending over, you sure to strengthen your legs, yeah? If I clean the Gauntlet Runner, my max XP will increase. Not right now. Good to know that this is here. Right. Hi, Hogenberg.
Speaking of,
Nura said he got the kitchen up and running. If you're hungry, would you fancy a meal? I hardly consider myself a chef of any great skill. But Stroll said he wanted to try some of the recipes he learned at the Hush Honeybee.
By Stroll. Oh, what's this? The bookshelf is lined with interesting books. If that's the case, I'll actually definitely will read these. So I guess when I'm traveling, it's best to use when, you know, in terms of using your social virtues. I feel drunk. Don't you vomit here. Are you okay? I'll survive. I can handle the swaying of a carriage. It's another beast. Seems I'll need to learn to endure it. So we have, what's that? Stairs to the cockpit. The cockpit appears to be up above here. Mind the rope, lad. Wouldn't want you going overboard. Perhaps I should stay away for now. So what's this? This door must lead to the end of the Gauntlet Runner. It's locked tightly to prevent accidental entry. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that is awesome. Full speed ahead. Oh, this is actually kind of badass. You know, middle of the desert. So you can just have running around. Are you just running in circles? I just realized. Are you running in circles? I wonder how it feels to be in this. Like, it's moving. Like, does it wobble that much? Well, I'm actually gonna read the book, so. New World Travel Diary. This appears to be a fictional chronicle of a boy's journey in a fanciful place called the New World. I haven't started reading it yet.
Seems like a book that really expands the mind. Want to read it together over by the window?
If I read this book, I may gain more imagination.
Shall we spend time reading this book?
Let's do it.
Actually,
To be honest with you, I've realized something. There are so many things in this world which very simple. I don't understand. There are so many things I've learned since we started traveling together.
You matured. Same here. The world is vast. You matured.
talking.
You really matured.
what?
What are you saying? That I was immature before? It's not like you knew any more about the world than I did. Hey, Phantom. I know this time we're traveling for our mission, but if all goes well, I want to go on another journey where I'm free to do what I want.
I hear you. Sounds like fun. Maybe I'll write a book about it.
So then,
Should I write a book about our travels?
Sweet!
Good idea. Just make sure to include me as a co-author, alright? Of course, if I want to contribute further to whatever you do in the future, I'll have to keep working hard. Well, can you think of anything I can do to help you out?
Teach me more. Always encourage me. You're already helping me plenty. You already do plenty for me.
What?
Really? Aw, hearing that makes me happy. Especially since I don't have to do anything more to keep you satisfied. This conversation kind of went off in a unique direction, huh? Let's keep reading the book for a bit. It describes a new world. If a place other than this really exists, I'd like to visit someday.
I feel like my imagination has expanded after conjuring up various ideas together with Gallagher.
all right.
Nah, it's just not enough. Damn. There's still more left to read in this book. I'll pick up from here next time.
The Gauntlet Runner arrives at the desert camp as the scorching sun sinks below the horizon, and the curtain of night falls over the land. Protected within the stalwart hull of the Gauntlet Runner, the party gains a short, peaceful respite.
Okay. Desert camp. Cute. Establishing an encampment. At night, the vast wilderness outside town is ensconced in darkness. Forcing your way through the unmarked terrain is very dangerous, even with a stalwart gauntlet runner. Instead, establish camp somewhere safe. You can resume your travels the next morning. While at the encampment, you can use any of the facilities of the gauntlet runner like usual, but you can also reminisce about the journey with your allies. Give it a try. 3 days until we march to Martina.
Our first time camping in the Gauntlet Runner. I'm kind of excited, but it'll be a long night. So why not spend some time relaxing with someone?
Oh, how was the ride, eh? Smooth as butter, luxurious as a palace, inspiring, tear-jerking? Absolutely. This run is such a guilty pleasure. Though credit where is due, but my tinkering certainly helped make her what she is. Though, full disclosure, that's all thanks to a little mechanism I worked together that keeps her legs from sinking into the dunes. Wouldn't have to worry about the terrain if she could just fly, but that's a story for another day. Off you go, better get your 40 winks. A story for another time, you'd better rest. Hey, are you looking for something to do? Our weapons are as sharp as they're going to get, and I'm not up too much. Care to keep me company for a while? By recalling the past and planning for the future with Stroll, maybe I can hone my imagination. There's a lot of imagination involved, so let's do that.
Now then.
So next up is Martira. Martira. It feels like just yesterday when I first arrived in the royal capital. So much has happened in such a short span of time. I met you. We went over the northern fortress and awakened a mysterious power. I once thought magic like this only existed in heroic tales of times long past. Speaking of which, I've been thinking that perhaps this is the same power that the hero kings once used. If that's the case, then why do you think so many of them met miserable ends? Power isn't everything. They had no allies. They lost to a greater power. Power isn't everything.
What's that about it? Oh, I see.
Oh, I see. As kings, they had to govern the people and maintain the peace. Martial might alone wouldn't help you there. Perhaps it's not a matter of how much power you have, but how you choose to wield it. Moreover, we've got more than one power at our disposal. And on top of that, we got allies who share these abilities as well.
Then
If we continue to master these archetypes, then maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to surpass the great hero kings of old. All this does make me wonder, just how many more of these powers are still out there? I felt my imagination grow as strong as I discussed the challenges still ahead of us.
all right.
Awesome. Ooh, just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. We'll get there. Come now, it's too early for bed. Let's talk some more. So and I talked for a while. And then I headed back to bed.
And the age of a new king draws nearer.
But what's our time limit, though? It feels like they've been talking about how the prince, is like he's getting close. Top of the morning to ya, my dear passengers. I trust that these sleeping quarters were more than exceeding your expectations, eh?
True.
They were better than I feared, considering how tiny they are. But I just got a question of my own. Isn't the desert sand going to do a number with this runner? My boy, remember who maintains a rugged girl. Nary a grain of sand could fit between her seams, I assure you. Regardless, we'll be leaving these arid dunes behind tomorrow.
I knew it!
Wow, runners really are neat, aren't they? A carriage would never be able to get through the desert this fast. But, just keep an eye on the road, okay, Nearest?
Alright. We'll arrive in Martira in 2 days, huh? Oh, what's this? Hey, Phantom, good timing. I was about to do some maintenance on our weapons. If you've got the time, why not join me? It's as refreshing for the mind as it is for our battles. Okay, so he's courage. Maintaining my weapon may help me improve my focus during a fight and hone my courage. Maybe later.
I see.
Yes, it is rather a time commitment, isn't it? I actually want to get some Hulkenberg time.
Well met.
Phantom, you come at the perfect moment. I was just thinking I'd ponder some battle strategies over my game board. An abstract game of military tactics, you see. Care to indulge me in a round?
I definitely would like to. Playing a game with Hulkenberg will raise my wisdom.
It's kind of fun, doesn't it? How about playing a game?
Yeah, sure.
Let us begin. I shall give and expect no quarter. Shall we?
If so,
This is chess. Though in an hexagon way. Care to explain me how the game works?
If that's how you plan to make your advance, then...
Is that supposed to be the queen?
I can't make any more moves. That's the match.
My, I learned quite a bit from that match. I believe we would both benefit from continued practice. This game affords me with the opportunity to visualize strategies all on my own. What if an enemy came at me from such an angle? How would I retaliate? And so on and so forth.
I'd say
I once failed in my duty to protect His Highness the Prince. At the time, I was but a novice, a new addition to the Royal Guard. I lacked the experience needed to properly assume the role.
that's why.
'Tis for that reason that I now train both my body and mind so thoroughly, as I vowed to never let such a thing occur once again.
That's impressive. You're so strong. You've endured so much pain.
Really?
You endured so much pain in your past.
It has made me into who I am today. I reflect on those days often. Yet I realize I must face the future if I am to ever truly step forward. That said, 'tis quite the pleasure to speak so freely with you. I find comfort in knowing that I may share my feelings with a compatriot. If we find success in this endeavor and create a country where all can truly live equally, I hope to serve as a knight captain, passing down what knowledge I can to a new generation. I will speak not just of tactics, but of all of my experiences on this journey, my victories and of course my failures too. And in so doing, I would see the Royal Guards elevated to new heights, I hope.
That's a great plan.
Well,
That's a great plan. I'm on board.
Yes.
Well, should such a stared eye wish come true, I shall tell them much of you, our captain. Such a position is certainly not one most could adapt to, much less succeed in, given the circumstances of our fight. And I must say you wear the role well. 'Tis hard to believe it's your first foray into such responsibility. Perhaps you have a natural talent for it. Though to call it talent is a disservice. No, whatever higher calling you have, I can only be as I am now because of you.
You honor me. Anyone could be a captain. You're exaggerating. You honor me. Such praise from a knight is quite an honor.
True.
'Twas you and Gallica that set the cogs of this journey in motion. I think there's some significance to you being the captain, in my humble opinion. You have my gratitude. After crossing proverbial swords with you, I feel that I am one step closer to realizing my dream. I felt my wisdom grow after listening to Hogenberg advice.
all right.
Yeah, now it's gonna take a bit to
Alright.
increase wisdom. Now then, shall we continue our discussion in tactics? There were some blunders you can avoid next time. For example, when a piece moves here, you should... Huckenberg and I dueled on the board for a while. That was fun. I'm getting some mag.
I say, we could stop for a break.
Ahoy, break time, chums! There's something up ahead, so we'll be stopping there. I'm pretty sure that's the camp.
Coming now into view is the tree
Oh.
of prophecy, a resplendent tapestry of color against the backdrop of the bleak desert. One theory is that the tree's roots gorge on the land's magla, and still another is that it gorges on those enraptured by its colorful foliage, as though themselves snared by the bewitching magla surrounding the tree. The gauntlet runner comes to a stop at its base.
I just realized, how come it's giving me magla every time I do like a type of interaction, I guess. That's one thing I realized. Like, magla is supposed to be magic, but once we do like some sort of bonding and that kind of stuff, it gives me maga. So I'm interested to why it's doing that. Like, it should be a natural thing, but is that considered also natural? I'm just trying to think.
Here we are. Shall we get a closer look?
Oh, what's this? Tree of Prophecy.
Wow.
Oh wow, it's so pretty.
It's not just the leaves. It's as though the whole area has been painted red.
Certainly.
This place calls to mind a picture book I read as a child. I told for a great tree located somewhere within the country, whose colors shifted to foretell unusual events in the times ahead.
How exactly would a tree foretell the future? And how does a plant grow this huge in the middle of a desert?
I'm not sure if this explains it, but I'm sensing an incredible amount of magma in the air here.
If your hypothesis is correct, that would make this no mere tree, no sir, but a magical organism that feeds off of magma. As a matter of scientific research, I must document this discovery.
Nearest pulled a sheet of paper and a brush from his pocket and began to draw the landscape in front of him.
Hey,
Whoa! Nearest, how did you get so good at drawing?
I mean, he's technically an engineer, so... Ah, my boy. Meticulous documentation is the foundation of all good research. There you have it. I've finished here. Take it as a keepsake.
You giving it to me? You sure I can have this?
Yes, of course. I've already committed it all to the safety of my mind. I have no need for the sketch itself anymore.
Tree of Prophecy drawing. I received Nora's research picture. The drawing is intricately detailed and could accurately convey the full majesty of this place to a viewer who has never been here.
Hey there.
Hey, why don't we give that to Maria? I bet she'd love to see something from our journey, and we could tell her a story about this place. Next time we're in Grand Trad, I should give this drawing to Maria.
Oh, okay.
Huh? A magical organism in the form of a tree. Say, aren't fairies in the same classification?
Precisely. Calica is a most precious treasure as well. I've been observing her very closely, which is giving me a great insight into my own research in flight.
What? You've been observing me this whole time? I don't recall you asking, so knock it off.
However,
Turning our attention back to the tree, I've heard that it tints itself blue to herald the arrival of our favorable developments. I wonder what manner of anomaly its current color portends. We took a brief detour, but I feel that seeing that rare sight has broadened my wisdom.
all right.
Most likely, I think the tree's giving us the possible events that's occurring in our current objective. So that's nice.
The Gauntlet Runner arrives in a quiet clearing, concealed by boulders. As darkness reclaims the wilderness for itself, monsters run rampant in the wilds. To sleep here would be perilous, unless from within the safety of a Gauntlet Runner. The party, secure in their Gauntlet Runner, spends the night in peace, hidden from hungry gazes.
Alright.
Rock Den Camp.
What's that red thing?
We'll be in Martira the day after tomorrow. I wonder what kind of place Martira is.
Memorandum. I think we can read some memorandums.
Tree of Prophecy. A towering rich crimson tree of overwhelming presence that rises from the middle of the desert roughly halfway between Grand Trad and Martira. In reality, it is a magical plant that feeds on ambient magma as its nutrients. As a result, it is sensitive to subtleties in nature such as weather and earthquakes, and is said to reflect impending natural disaster through the color of its foliage. Oh! This is more for a natural cause. So maybe there's a sandstorm coming? In recent years, both its leaves and the surrounding fog have been tinged red. A never-before-seen reaction. Oh, okay. The superstitious wonder if this new omen marks dark days to come.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Cursed formula. A diagram of the formula created to cast a curse on the prince. The curse magic is so complex, none have yet been able to undo its tangled weave. The convoluted nature of this spell has led to the belief that spellcaster drew the formula as they composed it. Obtaining and deciphering this formula may enable the curse to be revoked. Considering that Louise is protected by the royal magic and now cannot be killed, this is the party's last hope to lift the curse. Okay, that's what we learned from last episode. Right, let's check this one. Martira, the old castle town. Okay, we have a little glimpse of how that town looks. A town south of the Grand Trad off the main road, developed from a town originally formed around Crigante Castle. I hope I pronounced that correctly. A military stronghold of the Annex War. The town's distance from the main road gives it a sense of isolation and, some say, a certain gloom. One of Icronia's closest towns of the Oceanian border, which made it a cornerstone of Icronia's defense against Oceania during the Annex War. The relatively flat terrain affords the castle's watchtower a clear view of the town's environs. Any movement of mobilization from Oceania was thus immediately observed, making it impossible to launch a surprise attack on the town, especially as the war predated. Oh my god, predated. There we go. I'm having a stroke sometimes. Especially as the war predated the invention of the swift, powerful gauntlet runners of modern fame. However, its time as the keystone of Icronian's front lines has long since passed into history. I see. Principality of Oceania. One of the kingdom's Icronian's three constituent countries occupying its westernmost lands, the Oceanian capital. Oh my god. Sometimes it's like weird, like Oceanian. Port Brilhaven in the largest trade port in the kingdom, owing to a history of extensive sea route trade with civilians and pirates alike. It's been known for its powerful navy since before the Annex War, and a rich culture centered. Oh my god. Some of the words, damn. I don't know why I'm having a hard time. And a rich culture century. I'm most likely that's what it's pronouncing. On its wars on the sea. Okay, yeah. Rich culture centured on of its wars of the sea. Okay. Sometimes I gotta like read the whole thing through and then I'll read it. Tournament of the Throne, a large-scale tournament where prospective candidates compete to gain the approval of the people. The winner of this popularity contest will then be crowned king. The crowned theocracy proclaim themselves to be organizers of the invocation of the royal magic by their previous king. The stated purpose of it is for candidates to prove their worth by completing tasks while visiting the three capitals of the United Kingdoms. But could there be an alternative motive? Huh. Okay. I mean, they haven't specifically said this was the king's doing. This was actually, like, I think the Sanctism's doing to say, like, okay, let's do something so we can actually gain the people, you know, give the people something to make us believe we were the best candidates to become king. So that's one way of putting it. But I guess maybe the king knew that people would do this. Who knows? Exhibition of the Brave. A grandiose event celebrating the first task of the Tournament of the Throne. For this exhibition, candidates are to neutralize a dangerous creature disrupting the peace of the nation. They must then bring its head to Brilhaven in the Principality of Oceania to wait judgment on their asset by the masses. The party will have to prepare something spectacular to catch the attention of Louise, who's refused to participate in this mission. So obviously he sends someone that he would do on his part. So if he does something, people are like, yes, this is all Louise doing, that kind of stuff. So I guess that would be the case. Ischia tribe. A tribe recognizable by their avian wings, as well as their almond eyes and long eyelashes. The divas. Sorry. Thesty. Sorry. Though the fewest in number of the 8 tribes, they have a reputation for their intelligence, giving them a strong presence in bigger cities. Many find higher status in intellectual labor, such as scholars and sanctors and the like, making it not uncommon for Ischia to be wealthy. Due in part to their regal stature, the Ischia are commonly admired. However, the act of speaking down on others has been ingrained in their nature for some, making it just as common for them to be resented. Incidentally, their avian-like wings are purely cosmetic, though they are able to move them to a small degree. They have no structure, they're actually just clusters of feathers. Those who aren't fond of the Ischia latch onto this deficiency of flight to ridicule them. Oh. I mean, it will be cool if we actually see one fly. It's like, they flap the wings. Like, holy shit. He's a supreme Ischia. Alright, Nurus. Nurus Korax, a genius engineer of the Ischia tribe. He can single-handedly manage all things gauntlet runners, from planning to maintenance to piloting, and was contracted to build the Prince Gauntlet Runner before the prince vanished. He comes from a noble, highly respected family with a stately mansion in Grand Trad, but as he shows absolutely no interest in social status or family prestige, is dismissed by his family as an unmanageable oddball. Despite his pedigree, his appointment to build the Prince Runners was solely based on merit, not his social standing. Since then, Nurus has retained a strong sense of gratitude toward the royal family. Unfortunately, as both the prince and king met successive, suspicious ends, Nurus was unable to repair their favor, which burdened him greatly. Aww. But he can do that now. Gideax. Ovis Gideax, a muscular, bald-headed Rusaint warrior who serves as both captain of the monk army, the enforcement arm of the crown theocracy, and Forden's primary bodyguard. He assumed the role of captain after his predecessor lost his life during the suppression of the Mage Academy in Monterio. He specializes in a unique fighting style that combines magic, staff, and spear techniques passed down through generations of warrior monks. I'm pretty sure he's going to be an awesome boss later down the line, maybe. Glodel. Ideas Gludel. A young Rusaint warrior who serves Louise in his lower rungs. Keeping his dog at his side, even in battle, he's earned the title the Black Hound, out of both fear and ridicule. Because Louis did not formally enter the Tournament of the Throne, Gludel entered of his own volition to secure Louis' following and act as a proxy for their support. He hopes that if he can make a name for himself in the tournament, Louis will acknowledge him. I see. I'm sensing that the grand majority of Louis' subordinates, they just want to be recognized from Louis. Louis is like, oh, I don't want to do this. Oh, just don't. Let me do my thing. And they're just like, please recognize me. Come on. Batlin. Always battling. A Clamar man who works as a crier for the crown theocracy. Most scholars prefer rhetoric that venerates and strengthens the authority of sanctism and the royal family. But battling is the opposite, prioritizing the provocations of the people as though commentating on a sport. Though highly admired amongst the townspeople, he drew the ear of the crown theocracy for his roguish methods. However, the royal magic made what amounted to once popularity the sole factor in succession. The crown theocracy pivoted, suddenly assigning battling the monumental responsibility of heading sanctus and public relations as the tournament's official crier. I see. Bardon. Elphus Bardon. As a strapping Russaint warrior serving as a captain of the guard's corps in Martira. A man of integrity, his careful and fair judgment is so trusted. He is treated as the right-hand man to the Lady Martira. He traveled a great distance to Grand Tread to post a bounty for the criminal responsible for an unsolved series of kidnappings plaguing Martira, which will most likely get involved. Because we accepted that bounty, and we were going to use that bounty for the tournament. And to be honest, I already kind of see this coming. We're most likely going to find a humongous human. It's like what we did with Sorba. Like, we face him, he's going to be a boss, but after that, we're going to face a humongous human that is very, very possibly well known in Martira, and we get to get rid of it, and we use that as as a bounty. So that could possibly be the case. Now I am sensing my recording here, so I hope this doesn't get involved too much. Let's see if things goes well. Milo Mauricio, an Ishkia candidate participating in the tournament, a princely man claiming to be an illegitimate son of the Monterio royal family. He pledges to adopt a castle system based on beauty, with himself the most beautiful of all, bestowing grace and honor upon the country as its king. His suave looks of mannerism have earned him a devout following. Each time he smiles from the stage of his gauntlet runner, the palace of beauty, Hildebrand. Shrill screams can be heard from the crowd. Oh, this is Mario, an Ishkia candidate participating. This is Milo Mauricio. I'm most likely going to give him this voice. Gauntlet Runner Engineer. An engineer that designs and maintains gauntlet runners. Because Mangla crystals power runners, engineers need to be familiar with the workings of magic and magic igniters, but they also need to be well versed in a wide range of fields, from dragon crystal technology for movement to armaments for battle. As the costs required are substantial, engineers almost exclusively come from noble families who own gauntlet runners. I see. A little trivia there now and then always helps.
Well met.
Well met. I do not suppose you are as overburdened with free time as I am. I'm certainly no stranger to traveling, but have no idea how to spend idle hours. If the idea appeals, might we talk a bit? While recalling to the past and planning, yeah, we can do that. I wonder if I actually could have, hang out with what's his name, Neurus. This power we awoke into, I have all sorts of questions, but what I really want to really find curious are these forms we take in. Each has their own unique aspects, but one bit they all have in common is their armor-like appearance. What do you make of that? It's kind of scary. It's bizarre. It's cool.
Certainly.
I think it's cool.
I see.
I do find the austerity of the designs intriguing, but I was not speaking on how they look per se. In my opinion, the armor encloses the raging forces within us, allowing us to direct that power, as one directs a horse by its reins. It is said people lose their magic because they refuse to confront their fears and anxieties, forever unaware of that power lurking within them. Is that not then the very condition to awaken our slumbering power? Also, hence why it is so exhausting, and why it cannot be maintained for long. The ravenous appetite and I had afterwards is proof. We do well to practice diligence maintaining our food reserves. Hulkenberg and I talk about things to come. I feel like my imagination increased.
Now then.
Get that imagination up. Imagination 2, let's go. We inspired.
Imagination.
Imagination. 'Tis one of the virtues a ruler must possess. If true sovereignty is thy aspiration, furnish thyself with the creativity to bring the ideal world of thy thoughts to fruition.
Why, that's...
A conqueror needs that precious kindling with which a follower passion may be inflamed.
Alright.
It's getting quite late, but we have a ways to go yet. So I would very much like to continue chatting with you.
Awesome. Talked for a while. See,
Time
we're getting
marches
MAGA
on,
for
and
that,
the
so
age of a new king draws nearer.
it's like emotions create sort of MAGA. I mean, this sort of thing makes sense in a way. Ooh, cutscene.
Finally! We're out of the desert! Oh wow! I've missed all this green!
Why is it so bumpy?
That'd be the change in terrain, lad. See, you got to let the suspensions get used to hard ground instead of soft sand.
Must be nice to fly everywhere.
Uh-oh.
What the? Did we just crash?
Of course not. That's
A cannonade.
Oh, they're fighting.
My star is rising! Ah! Sanctism will reign!
Okay, so the two sides are fighting between each other.
It's them. Remember, from the opening ceremony, I think one of them is Guido, Forden's confidant.
Oh, Guido,
And the
I
other
know.
is Luis's man, Gladel.
Glodell, yeah. Guido and
Prominent
Glodell.
candidates. Shouldn't the king's magic petrify them for their aggression?
Well, technically, it's not them themselves. This is like, I guess. I mean, would it still count though?
No, see where they're aiming. They're not shooting to kill, just to take out the opposing runner's legs.
It doesn't seem like they're trying to land a fatal shot, just aiming to break the opposing side's gauntlet runner.
stuck out in the wilds with no working runner. Well, they survive or not, they're dashing well out of the race.
So it is a clash to hold each other's advance. Damn fools couldn't resist a show of force.
Look, over by the legs. That crier is there too.
I see. Acting as witness to the higher candidate's conflict. It seems Gladel cannot match Godot's firepower.
Our plan hinges on winning Louis' favor. Can we afford to abandon Glodell if he's one of Louis' supporters?
What's our plan? If we just hang back and watch, Godot's gonna win. And Vorden gets a leg up on the competition.
Ooh, okay. This is interesting. I feel like either way, if we could just compete. I mean, helping out with that would just. I mean, just looking at the bright side here. Helping him out would definitely get, you know, some recognition to them, but I feel like that would gain, I guess, some sort of support from Louis' side. So maybe that would be the case, but then it's just weird. I don't think we should get involved. They're finding out to get rid of advances, and we don't know Glodell that much. I don't have a vibe. Apparently he doesn't have a very good, you know, I guess, a highly opinion to me, towards me. So I'm just gonna see how this plays out.
See how it plays out. No, I think we should step in on Glodell's side. I know, I don't like it either, but if we want Luis's favor, this might be the strategic play we need.
Or you just absolutely wreck my decision choice.
Agreed. Let us ride to Glodell's aid.
I say, hold on. You realize you're a no-name candidate, eh? If he wants to shut you out, he'll not have to aim for just our legs.
He does have a point. We're not in the top rankings to be safe.
It's a runner, isn't it? If things get too dicey, we'll just run. Didn't you say we had the fastest craft around?
Fine. Suppose there's no room for caution if we want the world's eyes on us.
Okay, then it's settled. Let's make sure he owes us big.
I just feel like we have a...
There should be an external runner phone out there.
We're here to help. Withdraw, Glodell. Who goes there? Why do you stand for Luis's forces? Well, sorry, can't get into it now. That Gordon. You're that commoner candidate who destroyed the Grand Cathedral. Was that not enough? You would profane the sink for the second time.
Uh-oh.
So be it. In God's name, be thou punished.
Godot and his monks have aborted the deck. Looks like he knows the magic won't shield us. He's aiming to kill us here now.
You dare interfere in my fight? Know your place. Is it fame you seek? You thought by confronting me, you might lift your own names? Then you chose the wrong opponent.
I hate to interrupt, Oleg, but it's a touch more complex than that.
We of the Crown Theocracy's monk army have silenced all who would oppose the eminence of God. Your petty ruses are beneath me. Now you shall know how powerless you truly are.
Remember, the king's magic means we cannot move to strike Godot himself.
Go for his followers first. We'll thin their numbers and turn the tide.
Go, my brethren! Put the fear of God into these impious commoners!
Don't forget about the petrification magic.
I'm still using the merchant. We can still do this either way.
Wind!
I shall fight warrior!
Oh, that's my equip.
I'll cut you down!
You gotta aim better than that.
Come on, Stroll.
What could you hope to achieve? Kneel before him! I won't lose.
He knows we can't attack him.
With blade in hand! I crush you!
Coin can solve problems of late cannot.
Hold back!
Yeah, sure that would.
I can't afford to hold them. No holding back!
So what are we weak to?
Looks
Analyze.
like we can't brute force through this one.
Oh, don't tell me. Oh, god
I shall
dang it.
vanquish evil.
Oh no, yeah. Such an idiot.
I call upon royal power
It's
within.
different.
Burn to ash! Resistance
Yeah, so
is
the magic is on the right
What
and
could you
physical on the
hope to
left.
achieve? Take this!
Stroll's badly wounded. Can anyone heal him?
Brace yourselves!
Stroll can't take any more. Someone heal
For
him.
all that we strive for!
I wish I could. I'm gonna have a nice
Strike me if you
proclamation
dare.
here.
Behold my power!
Scour!
I'm warrior! No, not this. I shall vanquish evil. Hack and slash.
Right on target.
Awesome.
Witness
Nice
me,
one, Stroll.
brethren.
Nice.
Oh, Mystic Purge!
Sanctism is supreme. More resilient than I expected. I would lose nothing by conceding this fight. But the faithful are watching. For the sake of my dear brethren, I must hold nothing back. Now, feel the righteous truth of sanctism engraved upon your flesh.
Does this mean he's getting serious?
Rise, my
Stay
brothers.
in there.
Oh, this is gonna be a tough
Only a
fight.
flesh wound.
Stroll's badly wounded. Can anyone heal him?
Sanctism will reign.
Stroll! Someone get him back on his feet!
Alright, hold on.
Stroll got knocked out.
Hold on.
Can anyone get him back on his feet?
Let's turn back. Yes, let's try from the battle from the beginning.
Don't forget about the
Let's go.
petrification magic.
Alright, so we know. Now that I know, I did actually wanted to use the
In the
merchant,
name warrior.
but that's okay.
I'll cut you down.
Right on target.
Cease your
Nice, Stroll. I'll destroy you.
Know your They won't hold back. Peasants.
Scour.
Gotta say, the merchant's
What could you hope to achieve?
the merchant's like design is absolutely amazing.
Take this. Don't underestimate.
I just find it goofy.
I shall vanquish evil.
Toying with us.
Hack and slash.
Right on target.
Nice critical.
Heroes.
Close your hand.
Standing, I see.
It's too early to go to his side.
Wind.
Are you prepared?
Let's do that. Critical as well. Holy shit.
Strive for. Oh, Mystic Purge!
Charge! What could you hope to achieve? Oh, please.
So yeah, if the battle gone too long,
Stroll.
then
You
RC
attack your defenses. Scour.
gets like that. Like, you know, he steps in.
Warrior! Burn to ash! Witness me, brethren!
Power of heroes! Shine!
So now he's gonna step in.
More resilient than I expected. I would lose nothing by conceding this fight. But the faithful are watching. For the sake of my dear brethren, I must hold nothing back. Now, feel the righteous truth of sanctism engraved upon your flesh.
Does this mean he's getting serious?
Rise, my
Stay
brothers.
in there.
Take this!
This is nothing.
Brace yourselves!
Stroll. They've sapped your defenses.
Vitus power.
Wait, I do have this. I could have used.
Wind!
I call upon royal power within, peasants!
Is everyone with blade in hand? Oh,
We're
Mystic
fine, we're fine.
Purge! They yet cling to
Resistance
life.
is futile! Sanctism will reign!
Stroll's badly wounded. Can anyone heal him?
My best. Don't underestimate me!
Get him back on his feet.
Don't worry, I got.
Take it.
I live to see another day. I shall vanquish evil. The power of fire! Tougher than I thought. You! Take this!
Only a flesh wound.
Take this!
Hulkenberg's guard is
For all
down.
that we strive for!
That should be it.
So, the faithful are broken before you, yet your desperate struggling is for naught. You cannot defy the inevitable. I am immune to all your wicked harms.
Okay, so even subordinates, even like if you like followers aren't untouchable.
Oh, he gets to do whatever he wants, and we can't even get near him.
bend the knee and yield to the divine truth of sanctism. Now, are you prepared for the end?
Ha! I think not, you rotter!
What have you done to my gauntlet runner?
We've nothing to lose. At the very least, I can thrash your old clunker until it's inoperable.
This is a waste of my time. So be it. You'll face your divine punishment soon enough.
Phew. Finally, he took the hint. Hey, get down here.
Oh!
What are you playing at? You think I owe you now or something? I would have been fine without your meddling.
Guess you live to see another day. I want you to help.
I just wanted to help you. A likely story? Out with it. What's your motive?
The singer's even here.
Why, Gladell, surely you can spare some manners for a crew that saved our lives? Honestly, that got a bit ugly for my liking.
Well, well, well. Do my eyes deceive me? Juna the songstress in the flesh. What brings you all the way out here? A little tryst on the road, is it?
Nothing so saucy. I'm afraid this cad's just my chauffeur. Now please, darling, a little privacy, or I'll have to charge for an interview.
Fair enough, miss. Fair enough. Nothing you're not used to. Consider me chasten and shoot. Besides, I might have found another angle here that's just as promising.
You surprised me out there, love. You bested Godot. So you're not just a pretty face. You were more help than my useless driver, at least.
Oh. I like his coat, though.
Look here. However talented and famed a songstress she may be, you must remember to contain yourselves.
Are you a fan?
Songstress? Wait, is she the same Nidia lady who sang at the opening ceremony?
But that's... oh, blast it all, I can't take it anymore. I'd know the suspensions anywhere.
Oh, he's just a fan of the other gauntlet.
Yes, those are quality parts and no mistake. Luis really shells out for his own.
By the crown, you can't be serious! She is Juno, the kingdom's greatest singer, the dulcet diva! Oh, this is preposterous! Surely I can't be the only one starstruck? Really? No one else wants to shake her hand? Then, on behalf of Scroop, I suppose it falls to me.
Are you a fan of Juno?
You're an interesting little ensemble. Wait, is that a fairy? A real living one? Where did you...
Hey, up there!
Oh dear. That's Louise.
An airborne gauntlet runner. He's actually finished it.
Oh dear. Well, we got his attention.
Luis.
Who are these other two?
My lord, Luis. How kind to provide a personal escort.
So that's it. I thought it was strange that a candidate like Gladell got stuck playing someone's driver.
But she was still the Sanctist's pick for the opening ceremonies? Guess even Forden's camp has to bend to popular opinion.
My humblest apologies, my lord Luis, for this travesty, especially when you had graced me with the privilege of bearing the lovely Lady Juna.
Glad to see Lady Juna's safe, at least.
So these two are Parapets. But I wonder. It's interesting. I guess I wonder who these two are. But it seems that Louise has like different people with him. I guess you kind of see that he has his own like view to the world.
I could have crushed that churchman like a bug. And I would have if these insolent fools hadn't.
I'm sure. Sorry, don't much care.
It would seem you had to clean up my associate's mess.
Oh my god, he's hot. His sprite is so hot.
I'd like to express my gratitude, but if I might ask, who are you?
We're not gonna lie. Take a while. We don't want to add salt to the wound. We don't want to provoke Louise. I'm a candidate.
Just another candidate.
Indeed. Then we are both striving for the throne. One would think you commoners, but for the Lady Knight at your side. And you have a gauntlet runner. Most curious. What made you decide to enter the competition?
Looks like he's more interested than we anticipated. This might be our chance, so choose your words wisely, okay?
He's asking why I became a candidate. How should I respond? Wow, okay. So, if we say to help save the prince, he's gonna be like, oh, you mean the one that is dead? So he might actually gain very suspicious. Helping him does not really account for anything, because that means, like, one is like, he would definitely know we were lying. So I guess to say ourselves to become king. He might see us as an enemy.
Hey, I know you want to get this right, but this is no time to get lost in thought.
Should I think my response? You second? So we are gonna say to save the prince. We're bound to complete secrecy when it.
The more you hesitate, the more suspicious you'll sound. You've got to get this right.
Are you serious? We're gonna say to help Count Louise, but he will grow suspicious. It makes no sense.
I want to help you, Count Louise.
Oh? You fight in my name, do you?
Really now? So, you thought you'd step in for a little self-promotion?
We want to help anyone in need. That's what we believe in.
Anyone? Most interesting. However, my immediate needs are met in terms of sword hands.
Oh, come now. Don't they have a certain charisma to them? Why? I dare say I saw them use magic without igniters.
Please, I know we can help you. We want nothing more than to see your vision realized, Lord Louise.
He should know we're lying. I don't think Louise is that dumb.
You do know what that vision is built on, don't you? If you would claim yourself my ally, then prove your power before all the kingdom's eyes. You can't change the world without power, after all. If you can manage that, I'll consider your proposal.
See you, loves.
I guess he has fun.
Don't think this changes anything. Come on, Hector.
Hector's his dog. Is it? I mean,
It soars like a damn bird.
Doris is still fond of the continent.
Right then, that could have gone worse. We were lucky we managed to connect with Louise this early.
I mean, is it really though? I mean, like, I don't think Louise is that dumb to say like, well, we're candidates, but we're supporting Louise's ideals. Like, we're helping him out. That just goes the other way around.
No thanks to that Gladell. Even should we be accepted, he'll be no ally of ours.
Well,
True.
at the very least, Luis knows our faces. All we have to do now is avoid screwing it up.
He wants to see our power, does he? Then let's find Heisme, bring him to justice, and show the nation we're a force to be reckoned with.
I hope this is not like, yeah, solving an unsolved case and that kind of stuff instead of a monster. I mean, it could. But does that really
As
show the
chirping
message?
birds return to their nests, and the dark.
There's just so much. Like there's a lot of things that could happen, and that's why I'm interested. I'm asking so many questions.
Are the sounds from between the trees just the leaves being caressed by the
Well, a
wind?
lot happened.
Or are they the whispers of the beguiling beings of the dark? The party never has to find out, for they are safe within the Gauntlet Runner.
Indeed they are. Alright. Let us see.
Ah! Oh, damn it, blast!
This is how we get his.
Did you hear that?
It's over. The end of the road. So ends the life of the genius engineer.
He feels inferior. I feel like he has felt inferior seeing other gauntlets. Or he's struggling with his.
Nurse, you okay?
Oh, you two. Terribly sorry. It's nothing, really.
You seem. I don't think it is. You seem troubled.
Is there something troubling you?
Ah, well, I suppose you could say that. It's just the runner, you see? She's in top shape, but I wanted to make her peerless. An absolute beauty, you know, top of her class. Something that would make even old Luis's runner look like a bally apple cart. I'd not be floundering so much if I just had a bit of spark.
A spark?
Yes, my girl. A spark of inspiration. A moment of epiphany, like when I saw the lost relic.
Lost relic? Doesn't ring a bell.
Ah, yes, context. They say that long, long ago, there was a civilization so highly advanced it was beyond all modern understanding. Automation ruled the day. People lived surrounded by machinery with no need to work. Legend has it that they lived lives of convenience and comfort, but somehow that civilization just up and disappeared. God only knows what happened to them.
Sounds kind of far-fetched already.
No, but
Hear me out, would you? The point is, once in a stretch, you hear about someone unearthing relics from those days of yore. Absolutely inscrutable to the layman, don't you know? But those in the know would recognize such a prize at a single glance.
have you seen one? You hear this from?
Who'd you hear this from?
Heard it, lad. I've seen it with my own eyes. You see, there was this old inventor in the neighborhood where I grew up, quite sharp, but a bit balmy. That old fellow only showed me his find once, but even seeing it lit a fire in me, like being struck by lightning. After that, it was like a boiling pot. Ideas, ideas, ideas rising to the surface. And my tinkering always came out marvelous. Some proper court engineer-worthy genius. Something about it utterly captured my imagination. The lost relic, I mean.
Well, you could try getting him to show you again.
If only I could. That old fellow went back to his own hometown. That single solitary glimpse of the past was all I had. The old goat. He told me he'd leave me the relic in his will.
Okay, so where's this guy's hometown?
Oh, some tiny hamlet somewhere on the outskirts of Martira. A village by the name of Camero or some such.
This should be interesting. Maybe I should look into Camaro when we get to Martira.
This one's important.
This is most likely how we get his bond. We left Nuris, who dissolved into doom and gloom again, and headed towards our narrow sleeping quarters in the Gauntlet Runner.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
So, we'll arrive in Martira this evening. Good. So soon we'll be liberated from this blasted shaking. liberated? I do believe I take offense to that. That very girl's right you now. The carriage could never keep up this pace. Some gratitude would be appreciated. Apologies. I am grateful. It is just hard to show it while on the verge of losing your lunch. That, and I pray we can avoid further hindrance like yesterday.
Isn't that?
Once we arrive in town, we're supposed to meet with Bardon, right? I'm sure the sights will be distracting, but let's not keep the man waiting.
Departing the capital and barreling
Also,
southward,
we make
the
it.
party's gauntlet runner at last arrives in the old castle town, Martira, where their client Bardon awaits. The towering castle's stark walls stare down coldly upon its visitors. The only question now is whether or not this gambit was the right move.
So I wonder. I see.
'Tis far more desolate a place than I'd heard.
Very empty.
Not many people out. It's like everyone's afraid of something.
Ah, you're here. I've been hoping you'd show up soon.
I know it's been a while, but we pledged to help you. We'll not go back on our word.
Glad to hear it. I'm sure Lady Joanna will also be pleased. Oh, your pardon. Lady Joanna rules this city. She's also a most holy sanctoress of the Sanctus Church. She lives there, in Criganti Castle.
I take it the locals are hoping for His Eminence Forden to win the tournament.
Aye, naturally. No sane and righteous man would want Luis on the throne. Speaking of, I heard there was a scuffle on the road between two candidates gauntlet runners. The criers say Forden's allies suffered the worst of it.
Ah, well, that's Luis's camp for you. I assume it was them. I mean, some nasty characters at his heel, eh?
Yeah, all fights have casualties. Luis is a tyrant. It's not my business.
It's really none of my business.
Ah. Aye. Best not to get distracted by this tatter when you've got a mission to attend to. Admirably practical.
Got quite a positive outlook, doesn't he?
Captain, are you sure we can trust these strangers? These bounty boarders are always in it just for the money.
Looks like his officer's not on our side just yet.
Dinna be rude, Morris. They've come a long way for our sakes. Now, I'm sure you must be knackered from the journey. Let me show you to an inn. You can try our local speciality, perhaps.
Ah, you've a local delicacy. It would be a welcome treat.
You chaps go on. The old girl needs a bit of maintenance after carrying us so far.
Can't that wait until you've eaten?
Too much at stake, lad. Go on, don't worry, and I'll sort her out. Might well fix the bally waterworks while I'm at it.
Come, everyone. This way.
Awesome. Let's do this. We feast.
Is this some kind of smoked dish?
Is that a tail or something?
Roasted larvae of the giant sandworm.
Oh, it's giant larvae.
It's Martira's culinary speciality. Cooked to a delicate finish, just enough to preserve all the natural juices and flavors of the innards.
Let me guess. Hulkenberg is a fan of this.
Oh, good. Larval innards.
Tis a unique texture, to be sure, but the taste is divine, exquisite.
Oh, she definitely loves it.
Completely serious, aren't you?
I don't think she's joking.
Something the matter? Do try some of your own before it gets cold.
I'm not sure about this. Looks great. Looks great.
Looks great. What is with that smile? Not you too.
I'll give it a try. Let's see what it tastes like. The rich flavors are bursting in my mouth. It's surprisingly tasty.
You fairly eat with gusto, young man. Passion worthy of a royal candidate. How was it? Sometimes the insides can twitch a bit, but it's harmless, I assure you.
What?
Would that I had time to try more of your dishes, but... to business. Can you fill us in on the details of all these kidnappings?
Aye. Our wee ones have been going missing for at least 6 months. All told, we're looking at 15 children now unaccounted for.
Oh, wow.
Do you think this Heismay is your culprit?
I'm told he's a disgraced knight with nowhere else to turn. We've no proof, but the pieces fit. Seems to me that with nothing else to lose, he's gone rogue.
For a man who claimed a knight's honor to stoop to such horrors. 'Tis unacceptable. We must end this quickly, for our sake and his own.
If I recall the brief, it'll be quite a feat to even get near this Heismay. His hideout was in the midst of the Sandworm's territory, yes?
Aye, well remembered. He certainly isn't going to make this easy for us.
So, is Heismay's hideout way out here? Looks pretty far from Martira.
What's this?
There's a runner.
Here's where we are
Yes,
now.
I know. Seems there's something else here as well. We actually run into.
There's a runner.
Let's see here.
That's Rival Gauntlet Runner.
And there's a...
There's a camp, so.
Here's where we are now.
Now that you mention it, I have to wonder how he can even survive out there.
True.
We've been chasing any lead we have, but we can't figure it all out. We're in over our heads.
Let's save this town together. To get the job done. No, just have our reward ready. No, we're not gonna say that. As much as funny that would be, we want to gain people's people's trust. Let's save this town together.
To save this town.
Because if I say this, people will gain favor towards me. Like, I'm interested in saving people, that kind of stuff. I don't care about the money. I don't care if it's if it's just a bounty. Yeah, just the solely interest of being kind. I think that would always win over people's heart.
We're awful grateful to have you. And don't worry, we'll pay you what you're due. After all, nobody else in the royal capital would give it a second glance.
We help anyone in need. That's why we've come this far.
Inspiring words, young man. Now, I hope you're not full yet. We've a whole spread of other dishes for you.
What is
now
that?
This is the pride of the town. A fine sweetmeat made from the juvenile sandworm's entrails. You'll find this tastes as sweet as any dessert. Together, I'm sure we can find a way to the stronghold without falling prey to those words. Now, please, dig in.
Yay.
Tis altogether different from the roast. Why, 'tis succulent as a mellow fruit. Another marvel.
You must have gotten used to eating anything you had to out in the wilds, eh?
I'll schedule a meeting with the Honourable Lady Joanna tomorrow. Please, rest your weary heads for today.
If they aren't here calling a free meal out of us, that is.
Now, let's go.
It's been a while.
It's been forever since I've had such a spacious bed.
Exactly.
We're going to meet the lady in the town first thing in the morning, so get your beauty sleep, okay? Alright, informant. Oh, don't mind me. I only just arrived here just now. So it's not like I've overheard that conversation you just had with Bard. And even if I did hear something, it's not like I'd tell anybody. I never would have made it as a professional informant if I didn't know how to handle sensitive information. That's right, if there's anything you want to know about this city, simply ask me. You can always find me here. I have a memorandum for that. Oh, the cuisines here was delicious to the last meal. Martira is a fine city indeed. Which makes this Heismay offences all the more damning. If all we've heard is true, hunting him will be a trial indeed. To be expelled from the order is one thing, but to be wholly stripped of his knighthood, I would not be surprised if the man's given into despair.
Pleasure to see you.
As requested by Bardon, the entire tavern has been reserved for your party private use today. I had to kick out a house full of drunkards for this, so I hope you're all worth it. Still, it was nice of you to come all this way, traveler. Please make yourself comfortable. The beds are in the back, past the door next to the desk. Thank you. Nice stroll. Finally free of those tiny runner bunks. Nice to sleep in an inn, isn't it? I love a good inn. I don't know what's that bad. Either works. As long as I can sleep, doesn't matter where.
Right?
And you can see the monsters out there when we camp on the runner, so I rest a little easier in an inn. I wish Nurus would come inside with us, but I suppose if the runner is a castle, then he is its king. Actually, hold on.
What now?
I mean, it wasn't that bad to have the, the merchant with me. And we have a point as well, so. Let's get... Actually, I get some physical here. Alright, so, equipment. So, yeah. So far, we're just gonna keep on the mage.
I'll show you the essence of truth.
Should I turn in for the day? Of course. Nothing we can do.
Good night.
Rest well.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
So I wonder.
It's gorgeous out.
Wow, what a beautiful weather. I think we've overslept though.
Hold on.
Where is everyone?
Let's hurry.
They all went to Kriganti Castle. I'm just gonna call it Krigant. Krigant Castle ahead of us. Apparently we can get there by climbing the stairs in Stairstone Market. I want to actually check around a bit.
People missing. Hello there.
Welcome. Care for some water? Yeah, you won't find a more refreshing drink anywhere else. Another drink, pristine clear water, fruit cordial. Ooh, how much got to buy? 3? What's that? I'm not contributing at least a bit.
People.
Not yet. I'm pretty sure this is a bounty. I'm not handling any new bounties at the moment. Everyone's caught up with the incidents. You know the ones. I think reception should open again by tomorrow. But I can't get. But kind of guy like you really handle a bounty anyway.
Now what am I to do?
Put it that way. Abolish taxes. It's your money. Reclaim freedom for commerce and for yourself.
That sounds right.
Sounds like something of a merchant would come up with, but the more you think about it, the less sense it makes. What would happen to people who can't work? Besides, if there were no taxes, how could the kingdom help anyone? It'd be every person for themselves. There's one way of looking at it. Let's check the map. I'm going to suggest there's no requests yet because of
Now what am I to do?
simply being, in the middle of a, the main story.
All right then. Can't be.
Get kidnapped next. What's this? Respect the old, tax the young. Of course it's a rogue idea. They live so long, the elderly would naturally gravitate toward ideas like this. But why at the cost of the young? Feels like the country would end up pretty lopsided.
Wouldn't last a second if I got that.
Or should we can have different ideas. I see, so even the stones are here. It's interesting how, you know, Godot is there. But I feel like that's... I feel like it's just... I mean, it's kind of interesting how the Canada works. So they're just helping or something? I'm just confused. I'm just generally confused how it all works. Like, I could be a candidate, but I'm providing support to Louise. I feel like people, if that's the case, I feel like people don't actually know what's going on. Like, I don't think they know the actual rules. You're late. Poor Barden has been waiting on tenter hooks. Apparently the lady has graciously agreed to meet with us. Best not to keep her waiting, Let us be about it. The castle looks positively ancient. I wasn't expecting this city to have such a rich history. Before the kidnappings started, I imagined the city knew peace. Let's get the details from the lady of the castle.
I've awaited you.
So you've come, fantastic. Lady Joanna is waiting inside. Let's go right now, if that's all right.
Aye.
Let's go.
Yes.
Please come this way then. That should be promising. Let's take a look. Oh, hi.
May I present Lady Joanna, Sanctoress and the ruler of this city.
Should be interesting. Humble.
These
my
are the
highness.
ones who have undertaken the request to subjugate Heisme.
I am Joanna, presiding lady of this city. On its behalf, you have my gratitude for traveling all the way from the royal capital.
Lady Joanna refused to use taxes to pay for this, so she sold her own heirlooms and possessions to secure the funds.
It's clear you want only the best for your people, milady. So we'll give you our best in return.
I cannot claim any nobility above yours. Even as other aspirants to the throne quarrel and bicker, you've chosen instead to help the kingdom's people.
Are you a bond? Am I gonna bond with you?
Well, we don't deserve that much credit. After all, we're not helping for free.
Even so, please put an end to this tragedy.
I think just looking at it. Oh, hold on. Quick joystick. Don't do this. There we go. Just doing my duty as a candidate.
Just fulfilling my duty as a candidate.
Thank you. In truth, I thought it foolish to decide a monarch by a simple vote of popularity. But perhaps there is something to it. Here is my offer. If you get rid of the culprit, I will appeal to the people of this town to support you.
'Tis most kind, but can you truly afford that? Surely, as a church sanctoress, His Eminence Forden would expect your support.
Indeed. However, I would rather have a king who truly cares for his subjects.
Ah.
Yes, Lady Joanna.
Now, I must return to my duties. I shall await our next meeting.
We're counting on you.
'Twas a confident smile indeed, with a great deal of pain behind it.
I know it's but a step in our plan, but truly, I hope we can help these people. She even promised us political support.
She did say it. Well, I mean, I can't help but wonder if she'll keep her word on that. It's quite a promise to make when she barely knows us.
Did something seem amiss?
Not in particular. Maybe it's just the gloominess of this place getting to me.
You saying there's something off? Like maybe there's something else behind all this?
So what are we gonna do about Heisme? We'll have to go out in Sandworm territory to find him, right?
The mere fact of his kidnappings suggests he's passing unseen by guards and sandworms alike. The question is, how?
Let's ask around the city a bit first. Though I can't say we'll find many willing to talk with the streets this deserted. Maybe we'll have better luck around the taverns and shops.
Okay.
We should go.
Everyone out to gather information. We should ask around too. Well, this is something I'm familiar with.
But I feel like we're gonna end the episode right there because, you know, whatever is gonna happen next is definitely gonna be an occurrence that we're gonna possibly go immediately into whatever that is. Most likely it's gonna consider like the main dungeon of this place. And that, yeah, pretty much. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoy this. Leave a like and subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys on to the next episode. The day of the Tournament of the Throne has finally come. Will we succeed on solving this unsolved case of the kidnappings by Hainsmay? Will we solve it? Will we gain that political gain as what Her Highness mentioned to us? We'll be discovering all that on the next episode. But until then, peace out.